What's up, beautiful people? I'm Erin and this is Erin on Demand, and today we are talking about Instagram tips that are outdated, that you do not have to use anymore. Now, Instagram stay changing up on somebody. You hear me? Like, I just hit 100K on Instagram. Woo! But it took forever. So in light of that, I want to share some things that I stopped doing and a few things that I have been doing, but maybe I'll make a part 2 full of like Instagram strategies. But let's get right into it. Number 1 is a whole bunch of hashtags. Using a whole bunch of hashtags in your caption, in your comments, in your post, period. Hashtags now are not prioritized by Instagram, and instead they have something called topics. So basically, when you're posting your content, before you click post, if you scroll down, you'll find a button that says topics, and you can add 3 different topics to your video. So something like this, I might do entrepreneurship or business or creative ideas or something like that. I don't know. But depending on what type of content you create, you can go in there and pick topics. This is going to be way more helpful for your content over using a bunch of hashtags. It's not necessary. Now, if you do insist on using hashtags still, I would recommend using them in a way that is more for your own brand's purpose. So if you do mom vlogs, cooking, and business content, maybe for all your mom vlogs you have a hashtag mom vlog at the top of the caption so people kind of know what to expect out of that piece of content. I don't think there's anything wrong with using hashtags, but in the way that we want to use them as like different groups based on different sizes. I remember that was a huge thing in the social media coaching world. That ain't really a thing no more, so you can just stop stressing yourself about them. Number 2 is overly curated content. Now, this will probably be a little bit controversial because there are still some creators who create very beautiful content and it still performs very well. Also, I am outside in my backyard and it is sweltering outside. I did this to mix it up, so let me know if you like this background. Anyway, there are still some content creators who create very beautiful content. I feel like the ones who have a lot of success with just super picturesque professional content are content creators who have been creating content like that for a long time. If you are new onto Instagram or newly tapping into growing your audience on Instagram, I think that even especially like Gen Z, they like more in the moment, candid, like less edited, just iPhone photos that just look really cool and just not so overdone. So if you want to grow on Instagram now, I think that this is actually a great tip because it takes a lot of the pressure off of you from feeling like you have to hire a professional photographer or a professional videographer to help you create great content, because you really don't have to do that anymore. The days of only posting professional photos are kind of gone, unless that's already an established part of your brand. Okay, number 3 is super long blog post like captions. Now, there's nothing wrong with this. This is also probably going to be controversial, and please know that these are kind of subjective to some of my preferences, but oh my god, I'm sweating so bad. Can you give me a paper towel just so I can like pat my head? The sun is really like behind me. Holy smokes. Thanks, babe. Number 3 is super long captions that are almost like blog posts. I feel like Instagram had its era where we used to post, at least I used to do this, post like really great photos and then have this long caption. But that was before Reels were a thing and video content really started to take over. Now a lot of that content that gets buried inside of captions can really be repurposed as other forms of content. I think even carousels would do really well with stuff like that. Now, if you're driving people to your caption, then that's different. If you have a reel and it's very short and then you say read caption for more, then that's fine. You can have a longer caption because people are going there knowing that they're about to consume a lot of information. But if you have made this great piece of content and you have this just really long caption, I think it's just hard for people to digest that now that there is so much content on Instagram, so many videos, and so many other ways to be entertained on the app. So I would say You can obviously still write long captions if that's where your creativity is taking you, but I do think that there are so many other ways that you can create, like use that content that goes in your long captions, whether it be in stories, whether it be in reels, or even carousel posts. Number 4 is engagement groups, and this was a big thing back in the day. Oh my god, that sounds so crazy, but this was like a big thing. People will have groups and then they will all engage with each other's content, but this really isn't like a thing anymore. I don't really know how else to say that besides create great content and people will engage. The algorithm has kind of outsmarted engagement groups, I think, so it's just no point, simply put. Number 5 is posting multiple times a day just to post. I think we've kind of exited that era of Instagram where it was like, post multiple times a day, post as much as possible, crank out all this content. Honestly, less is more, especially if you're gonna create less content, but it's gonna be better quality. Now, if you can create great quality content very frequently or very regularly, then that's great. But if you can get 3 Instagram posts out a week, 2 to 3 Instagram posts out a week, and they're really great posts, you're still gonna grow. The frequency of posting is not the only thing that's going to help you grow. The quality still has to be there. So I would say channel more of your efforts into creating great content, telling great stories, and I have some videos on short form storytelling techniques. I dissect some videos of mine that went viral on Instagram, so I will share that with you. But really, it's about creating stories on Instagram, little mini stories through your reels, through your content that people feel connected to and can easily follow along with. And that is really the content that gains the most traction. If you found this video helpful, I have a good feeling you would love my eBrand Creator College. It is a space for content creators to understand where you're at in your content creator journey and then to figure out how to get to where you want to be. So we have a creator scale where when you come in, you take a test and you figure out if you are in prereqs, a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, or a senior. And we have lots of lessons based on where you are in that journey. We also do live lessons, and we have master classes with professionals who are just incredible resources for your network. So if you are somebody who wants to create multifaceted content, you don't want to get stuck in a niche, or you're somebody who wants to become more confident on camera, or maybe you just want to be around like-minded content creators and entrepreneurs, then I highly recommend you join my eBrand Creator College. I will leave all that information down below. I will also be following this video up with YouTube tips that are outdated, and I'm gonna start infusing in some new tips that you can start applying into your content now. All right, I hope you guys love this video. I am literally melting, so bye for now. Bye.